What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to my channel. Welcome back. Channel Underrated Doctors. Yours truly, the number one grinder, one of the best kept secrets on YouTube, the best of the business. Be putting it down for a long time. Respect my sister. We're gonna get on TS boxing in a few. We got the brother right here, and this is the underrated boxing talk number 42, y'all. That's right, the underrated boxing talk number number 42. So we gonna get some people up in the piece. All right, so we're gonna play this on this intro and we gonna get it done. Be back. Welcome to my channel, the underrated darkness, yours truly, the underrated one, the number one grinder, the best kept secret in YouTube. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's going on? Welcome to my channel, the underrated doctor, yours truly. Yours truly, the number one grind. Let me read this out before I'm gonna put on TSTS boxing. Okay, all right. Shout out to Big Duke 24. Thanks for coming, brother. Thanks for your continued support. You know, outside the space and inside the space. Come enjoy a real conversation with the number one grinder. Us as the righteous one individually, let's make a change within ourselves and genuine being there for each other. We all we got. That's right. We got. We all we got. We take this off. Holla. Then welcome my brother. TS Boxing. What's good?
Hey, how you doing, man? How you been, man? How's everything?
Oh, well, I'm okay. I guess you didn't hear my second oldest brother
No, I know.
passed
I
it.
was in the chat.
Oh, you was a chat,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I'm dealing with
yeah.
that little by little, you know.
But yeah, man, it just seems like everybody's going through a hard time. It just,
Hmm.
man,
Yeah.
you have that support system, and that's That's what's important, man. You got people to help you.
Hmm.
That's that's what's important. It's not everybody have that. Some people gotta make do with what they have, and
Yeah.
yeah,
But
keep that support system is good, man. Man, I just wish you the best.
yeah, thank you, thank you. I got to support, people from outside the family. They have been very supportive. Like Big Duke right here, and you, and a few others. So, and I appreciate the love. You know what I'm saying? The one who showed me in the space. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. I'm very, very grateful. I really appreciate that. So, thank you. Now now it's gonna be some people I invited. It should be coming on any minute now. So let's get to the fight. August against Father Time Pacquiao.
Yeah. uh, I hate Ugas, as you know. I don't like him at all. I think he's a fake. I think he thinks he's bigger than he is, and he likes to run his mouth about people who are better than he is. Um, he's lucky he got that last night, and that was an old Pacquiao. Uh, that's probably the best night of his life. After that, it's probably going to be downhill for him at age 36 or whatever he turns pretty soon.
Mm, okay.
Whatever he
You
turns
talking about Pacquiao,
pretty
right?
soon.
Or you talking about Ugas?
Ugas. I don't like
Ugas.
Ugas
You don't like
whatsoever.
Ugas? Okay.
No.
I got it. Okay. You got it. Well, what are the fights that you watched then?
I watched the undercard.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
I thought the co-main was horrible, but I thought the
Yeah.
first two fights were pretty good.
Hmm.
Um, um, the first one was pretty good actually. I know Escondón since he fought Gary Russell. That was what 2017, I think. Um, and since then he's had a rough time. But then he knocked out Jack Tapora his last fight. I think it was with a body shot. I remember that.
Hmm.
And he he almost had that. He had that fight. If he was a bit younger, he had that fight, I think. And he hurt the kid multiple times in there.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm not interested in this. Oh man, they were able to get back and recover. I don't care. You get hurt one time. Why should we big you up for being able to get up off of the you know what I mean? Why were you on the deck in the first place? If it was like a counter shot or whatever, or you were dominating, you got dropped, you got back up. It's whatever. But if
Hmm.
you were getting hurt, you have to climb out of a hole. Doesn't that just mean you need to get back to the drawing board?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've seen some of the fights when I can, but it was iffy to me. I said, oh.
Yeah, it wasn't very. I thought the second fight was good as well. I thought he had the guy say hi early in the first round, and that he was getting beat up to the body, and he goes down, and then he came back up, and then he knocked the guy out. I mean, it was. I mean, there were good fights. They were entertaining,
Hmm.
but this is what these pay-per-views have been doing recently, dude. I'd say 90 to 95% of the money where the purses go to the main event. Not to
Yeah.
mention pay-per-view shares. That's only with them. That's exclusively for the main event. Then the scraps are picked up by everyone else on that card,
Yeah.
and you get those fights. You see these pay-per-views where you're literally paying for the main event. You're not paying for the undercard. The undercard is almost guaranteed to be garbage nowadays. Before it wasn't. It wasn't like that, but now it
Hmm.
is like that, and they're cheating the fans like that.
Yeah. I don't know. Just now, I feel August win. Now, I should hope to be some clarity in the welterweight division now. But we still gotta find out of the fight with Porter against Crawford. So far, it said that's a go.
Mhm.
And Ugas did said that he want to fight for unification. Okay, that's you asked for. I hope it remains to be seen. You know.
Well, I'm interested in seeing if they can get it done because they were trying to get it done before Pacquiao came into the picture. And apparently Ugas was asking for 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is just another reason, part of the reason why I don't like this guy. I mean, he honestly thinks in his world that he's bigger than he is. He has
Mm-hmm.
4 losses.
Mm-hmm.
He's never won a top fight till today.
Mm-hmm.
And he just thinks he's on some pedestal. I mean, I don't see it at all. I don't know where he gets this confidence and this thing from. And if they couldn't make the fight before because of his demands, God only knows what's going to happen now. I'd be surprised, it, unless he drops his ego or something. I don't know how they get it
Yeah.
made. He was asking for 50-50 when he did nothing. He had one belt, and he was elevated for that one. It's just now it's going to be super hard.
That's gonna be hard, but I want to see how. I want to know. I don't hear nobody talk about Boo Simmons.
He mops the floor with this guy. They were actually trying to fight him.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
he was the one. Ugas, not Ugas, but Boots. Was it 2018 or 2019? He had fought on a Showtime card or Showbox card, another one of those. I've been watching him since 2016. 2016, and yeah, on this card, this was the guy. This is what I heard, Pat. Uh, they said they tried to fight a certain welterweight, right? It was him, and he had asked for $2.5 million,
Mm.
and it was him.
Mm-mm-mm.
And they weren't working in a big capacity with Showtime, so the money was coming up from whoever. I don't think it was with Greg Cohen, but it was it Greg Cohen? He was with somebody.
Uh,
I
yeah.
mean, who's gonna put up that money? You know, where's that money gonna come from? Sort of a deal. Like it's oh man, dude, he's delusional. He's
Yeah.
delusional. But
Yeah.
yeah, Ennis would stomp him out without any real issues.
Mm-hmm.
Probably in the mid rounds, maybe before then.
Okay, that's cool. So let's get the one and only brother McLean. Facebook. McLean, mute your mic, bro. Mute your mic.
It's unmute already.
Time, mute your mic.
It's unmute already.
Not yours.
Oh,
Now I was telling TS Boxing to mute your mic
okay.
because it was too much noise. Now I was saying, welcome, brother, on
Salute.
Facebook. McLean Production. Also, No Duck Zone Production on Facebook. Welcome, brother. Welcome.
Sup, salute.
All right.
What we getting into?
You can talk about the fight. Ugas and Father Time Pacquiao.
It was great. I had been telling people the fight can go either way. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Pacquiao would get the victory. Excuse me for a second, Underrated. I'm sorry, my tablet was on at the same time. Pardon me. I remember saying that about a week ago or two, and I told people the fight could go either way. It was crazy because you gotta understand we all wasn't expecting this because we all was expecting Spence. So it's not like we knew for weeks that it was gonna be Ugas and Pacquiao. So when it happened, you know what I mean, I was like, all right, great fight. But, you know, there was a chance I was thinking, Pacquiao can go in and wash him. And then I was like, Ugas is no pushover, and he proved it. And the jab worked good for Ugas last night. He got a nice jab. I was pretty impressed with it. And you know, I would say he did just enough he did just enough to get the victory. You know what I mean? I mean, Pacquiao got his shots in too. It's not like he went in there and smoked him, but you know, he did pretty good. You know, it was a pretty good bout. You know.
Okay. Yeah, he do double triple up the jab, and also what he I like what he do. He went to the body. You
Yeah.
know, he went to the body, and and that's good. He mixed it up, and so Packett can never really figure him out because he was mixing on, getting different looks, and Packett want to go forward. So every time, like when Packett trying to come with a flurry, Ugas finished with a flurry, and that was like it was really disturbing how you see Packett was looking, So from start to finish, he got dominant,
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
So stuff like that. So tell us about the fights that yeah, tell about the fights. Any other fights that you watched last night?
No. By the time I didn't catch the whole pay-per-view because I got in late last night, so I caught about maybe 3, 4 fights. The one fight where the guy got the knockout. And I think after that I caught the Victor Ortiz fight, and then
Mm-hmm.
it was straight to. It was about 4 fights I seen. It was that fight. It was one fight I saw. I can't remember either one of the guys. And then there was the other fight where the guy got he caught a knockout, which it was a vicious knockout. It wasn't even just a knockout. It was a vicious knockout.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
That was vicious. Then I caught the Victor Ortiz and Robert Guerrero fight, which it was good. People were born, but my thing is, what can you expect? You know what I mean? You couldn't expect any more from these guys, and these guys did pretty good because if you look at them, people would look at both of them as like they're both past their prime. You had which Victor Ortiz is really not that old; he's 34.
Mm-hmm.
And Robert Guerrero, he's 38. So it's just that between those two, they took, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Robert took 3 years off and Victor took 2 years off. So that's that's some time, but they did pretty good. People were born, but you know what? I mean, I don't see why they were born. They did pretty good though to me. But it was a great fight, But the card was all right though. You know what I mean? I really can't complain about
Okay, cool. What do you think that the welterweight division goes from here now?
it. Well, now we have to sit back and see now what's Pacquiao's decisions going to be, because usually after every interview, Pacquiao would know what he would want to do, if he's going to continue or not. And with him focusing on being the president of the Philippines, whatever it is, I think he's probably going to put more focus into that. He is 42 years old. He'll be 43 in December. And with Spence not coming back this year, because it's a known fact that he's not coming back this year. So the welterweight division is wide open. But now, Ugas just went from being the hunter to the hunted now. Now, it's all eyes on him. You got Crawford still out there. You got Porter still out there, which we're waiting to see if these two going to go to the prom together, because they both need a dance partner. We trying to get them to go to the prom together, but it seems like neither one of them can find a suit to wear.
Right, yeah.
But it's a lot. It's a lot of openings right now for the welterweight division. So, like I said, with Spence gone, which he'll probably be gone the next 6 months, and Pacquiao, I can't really see him coming back because he really didn't look like himself last night. So it's wide open for anybody right now, man. But Ugas is definitely, he showed that he's still a problem. He has great skills. So like I said, let's just wait to see what happens. Maybe Thurman can get in there with him next. That's great skills. I don't know how that'll work. So we'll just sit back to see what happens.
Yeah. I say this I want to see, like I was talking about our brother here, TS Boxing. I would like to see who's going to fight Boots Ennis.
Nobody right now. When you bring Boots up, man, ain't nobody. I mean, and that's the scary thing about the 147. Because there's so much talent up there. So much talent. Old and young. And out of all the guys, Boots to me is he's the most dangerous one. Unless you can show me someone who is on this level and they're just as dangerous as him, Boots is the biggest threat walking around right now. Now, can a Boots and Ugas happen? People talking. It could be something that can happen in the next year. Mm-hmm. If his team is interested. You know, that's the thing with these fights sometimes. Everybody think that just because they want to see two fighters fight, okay, it's going to happen. Sometimes, you know, it's got to make sense. The team's got to want it. Let's just forget about the managers and the promoters. They can want it, but it's up to the fighter and it's up to the team. And sometimes the team might want it, but the fighter might not want it. You know what I mean? Because the fighter is the one who has to get in there and fight. The team is just there just to hold the fighter down. You know what I mean? And make sure the fight is good. But the best thing that people can do, in my opinion, is to stay away from Boots. I mean, unless you're suicidal, it'd be best to stay away from him, man. You know, he's gonna be around for a while. He's a young kid. He has a lot more years. You know, guys like him and Virgil Ortiz, they got a lot more years left in this game, and hopefully somewhere down the line in the next 2 years, you know, we'll see these two face each other.
Yeah, I would say this before. Then after I'm gonna turn it back to TS Boxing. I don't think Boots gonna be there for long. I think about another maybe year. He can go to 154.
Well, it's not about what weight class he's in. The weight classes are not going to matter. He can go as high as he wants. It's just the whole front of it. Doesn't matter what weight class he's in. He's a threat. It doesn't matter if he's at 147. No. He can go to 160. I mean, Boots looks big enough to me, in my opinion, that he could be at 160 if he wanted to. He could be at 164 for catch weight if he wanted to. No matter where he goes, he's going to be a threat. And the most scariest thing about him is, like I said, he has a lot more years left in this game. You're talking about at least from 10 to 15 more years in this game. So there's going to be a lot of people that's going to get broken up.
Yeah, I'm saying that. No, I understand what you're saying, but understand what I'm saying is this: that you know, when it gets down to it and everything, it's going to be people that ain't going to want to fight him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We might have to go 154.
I mean, yeah, well, I mean, but you know, you got to remember the more weight classes you go up to, there's always going to be somebody that's going to challenge you. You know what I mean? You may not get as much challenges in the weight class that you're leaving or the one that we was in, but you remember the higher you go, somebody will challenge you. Somebody will take you because, you know, people are not going to let you come into their weight class to take over, especially if they've been fighting in that weight class a certain amount of years. Let's just say 3 years, 5 years. So, you know what I mean? When you're coming over and you're trying to take over their division, somebody will take, you know, right now, I probably see I see less people challenging him at 147. And like you said, he's not going to stay long. So when he comes to 154, it's going to get interesting because there's challenges at 154. Just like Virgil Ortiz, eventually he will leave 147 and maybe come to 154. So, you know, we gonna sit back and see what happens, you know what I mean, in the next year or two.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be some pretty good fights within a year and a half or two too. There's gonna be some good fights.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's without a question of a doubt, there's gonna be definitely some good fights coming up. You know, we just got to put our seatbelts on and sit back because it's gonna be a long ride.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be some good fight. I said from like 135 up to 168. That's gonna be some good fights years to come. It's gonna be some good. It's gonna be some
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I gotta agree with that. Yeah, it definitely is.
It's gonna be some good fights, boy. All right, TS Boxing, you still in the building?
Yep.
Okay. I know you hear what we were saying. What's your take on it?
To get to Clarence's point, I don't know if Clarence, you heard what I was saying about Ugas, but apparently he was the one. This is what I heard. He was the one they were talking about when Ennis was looking to fight these top 10 guys, and somebody said the only way they would fight him is if they gave him $2.5 million. It was him who said that. It was his team.
Oh
That was the
wow.
one they were talking about apparently. So, I mean, this is part of. Well, it's not that, but I personally don't like Ugas for my own reasons. I don't like him. I think he thinks he's bigger than he is. Well, he's not. He's really just a fan. He caught Pacquiao on an off night. He did his thing, but I mean, they were trying to make the Spence fight before, right? And he was asking for 50-50. So now it's going to be real. It's going to take a miracle to make this fight unless he gets some mental help or just wakes up because he's not what he thinks he is. Ennis, I think I agree with you, Clarence, on Ennis. I think Ennis is probably the best one, and he's the best, most all-rounded fighter in that division right now. I am, in my opinion, he's the biggest guy as well. He has everything. All these other guys are 5'8", 5'7", 5'9" on a good day. I mean, I see Spence and Crawford next to each other. I saw Crawford next to Saquon Barkley. I mean, it's like I got really compare some pictures. I actually have an old photo with me and Jarrett Hurd. I'm a bit taller than Jarrett Hurd. So if I were to step next to Crawford, I would fucking dwarf that guy. And Crawford looked kind of around, he's a bit shorter than Spence. Spence looks around Crawford. It's like they're all small except for Ennis.
Yeah.
Ennis, I think, is the biggest one there. And he hasn't even grown yet, like he said. Like he can get to 160 probably.
Yeah.
He still didn't even work into his frame. He can fight on the inside. He can fight on the outside. He can move. He can box. He can punch. The only thing he has is those defensive issues, and that's only because he's confident that these guys he's in there with aren't better than him, and they aren't. So I think he's got the most upside. I think he's the best fighter there.
Yeah.
And the defense, it could be fixed.
It could be fixed. Yeah, it's a confidence issue with him. It's not like he doesn't know how to hold his hands. He knows, and I think he can take a big shot because he's been hit before. He's been fine. Like it's just a confidence thing. It's just small adjustments. It's not like some of these other guys that need big changes in their game.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And then when he make them adjustments, it'll be more than a problem. I'm just saying. I would say this before we continue. You hear this from the underrated boxer talk number 22. When you said Ennis, I'm telling y'all. Now,
Even Virgil Ortiz, they asked Robert Garcia a year ago. They said, "What about him and Ennis?" He said, "Oh, let that fight build. It'll be in the future." No. I mean that Ennis knocked out a guy called Juan Carlos Abreu. This was 2 years ago, right? And I know that guy as well, and I've watched him come up. That guy could take a big shot, and Ennis dropped him like 2 or 3 times or something like that. Like he really hurt him, and I was really impressed by that performance.
Mm-hmm. Nah, man, the fight's gonna say, nah, man. Bruce, who? I mean, what do you mean? What do you mean? Ennis? Who's that? You mean he fought in the welterweight division? He fought in your division, man. Nah, I don't know what you're talking about. I never seen him before. Yes, you did. Nah, man. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I heard Garcia. but not the boosting. No, not boosting this man. I'm telling you, what? They said, nah, man. I don't know, man.
They don't. They don't. Let me tell you something, man. And TS Bossy, back me up on this. Saying Boots in his name is like saying Candyman's name. You don't want to do that. You say his name 3 times and he appear, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I think I don't think people saying they're kind of shifting blame with him. Like they're saying, oh, Crawford doesn't want to fight him, and then you go over to guys who like Crawford. They say, oh, Spence doesn't want to fight him.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to fight him. I've never seen somebody come. I want to fight Boots Ennis next. Give me Boots Ennis next. Nobody wants to say it. They're all talking about, oh, he's too young. He's a pup. All of this stuff. Listen, this is boxing. I mean, this young. I mean, if you have some sort of regional belt or if you're ranked, then it's time. You know, there is no time to sit here and say I'm not ready or I'm not this, I'm not that. You go now. If you're 23 years old or if you're 2 years old, if you're ranked number 1 and you can be out of the womb, then you're fighting. You're getting in there. You can wear a bib or whatever. It's fine. You could be a baby. It doesn't matter. You're ranked. You're ready to go. I mean, that's just what it is. It's just what it is. It's not you have to be. You're not running for president. You have to be 37 or I think, 37, 38 years old to be president or congressman or whatever. No, this is not that at all. This is boxing.
Yo, man, I don't. What do you mean? What is his record again? Nah, man. He in Philadelphia. Nah, man, that's all right, man. Look. I've read. All right, Crawford. I fight Crawford. I do, yeah. But yo, I'm top 5. If I know he gonna be I said I know he gonna be Porter, and then I'm gonna request to fight Crawford. But Boo Sanders, I don't know Boo Sanders. He gonna be the boogeyman. I'm telling you, he's the boogeyman right now in this welterweight division, yo.
Yeah, I agree. I have been saying it that some people say, hey, you're giving him too much credit. You have to wait till he has a real fight. I said, listen, real fight or no real fight, whatever you want to call it, he's still a problem. You still have to give the young man his credit. And the scariest thing about him, he has a lot more years left in this game.
Yeah,
that's the scariest thing about him.
Yeah, TS Boxing said that too. We gonna get man. We can do a whole show about Boots. I'm just saying, like, yo, it won't be funny, like, yo, I'm gonna say, Ortiz, man, you gonna fight Boots? What do you mean?
He'll do it. I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna build it up. They're gonna build it up because I can't see Virgil. I can't see Virgil Ortiz saying no. I can't see Boots saying no. But to make it now wouldn't make any sense. Build it up about 2022, maybe a little further than that, because maybe that'll be even next year might be a little too quick. In the next 2 years, because they'll still be in their 20s. You know, these guys are young. They're 22, 23.
24, yeah, one's 20, 24 and 23.
Yeah. So you understand? So even if they did it 2-3 years from now, they're still in their prime. But to do it now wouldn't make any sense. But I think what it is, they're going to build it up. Because right now, quiet as kept, they are the 2 monsters of the division. Eventually, Spence, Crawford, eventually they're going to have to either move up and get away, or they're going to have to walk away from the game. Because right now, the thing is, if you don't walk away, eventually, these young lions are going to run you out the game. So, that's the reason why everybody's saying no, they don't want to fight him. They asked Sean Porter one time about Boots, and Sean told them, hell no, I wouldn't take that. Who would? I don't blame Sean. I'd rather you be straight up honest than to act like, oh yeah, I would take the fight if the money's right, and then when it's time to do the paperwork, oh no, I'm all right. No, I'll look elsewhere. You know, we don't need no more Ryan Garcias of the game. We don't need that.
Didn't he say? Didn't Sean Porter come out and say he don't want to fight him?
Yeah, he did.
Well,
That's why I love Sean, because Sean was honest. A lot of other people would have been acting like they want to fight, and then when it's time to do the paperwork, oh no, that's okay.
that's okay.
I changed my mind. Like Underrated just said, in this who? No, I'm over it. So yeah, Sean came out and Sean said, no, that's not gonna happen.
And the way you guys probably seen the Showtime epilogues or the pre-fights to some of Ennis's fights, man. His dad got them training like real, like, I mean, you would have thought it was like the 50s. I mean, they're sitting here, and it's not just the tire stuff that he's flipping. Everybody flip tires now, but he got like a makeshift rope. They're climbing up the gym wall. I mean, they're sitting here wearing bags. They train old school. They don't even really working on the equipment. So just imagine they get more money, more facility, more things, more time to work. Like, it's just no. I don't think they want any problems.
I watched that a couple of times. That training. That's one of my favorite things to go on YouTube and look at. Is the training with him and his father. And I remember watching it, and I have a friend in Philly named Jeff. And I called him and I said, you Philly people, I said, you know, y'all train different. It's just something different about the way they train out there. But the way his father trains him, I don't see guys like that training like that today. And like you said, TS, it's just not about the tire, him lifting up the tires. It's the whole training.
It's the whole training. They've got and they said, like, he says it. He said he said something. I forgot what he said, but something like, we're really resourceful around here or whatever. Everything was makeshift, or they were putting, things together to train hard like that. It's not like these guys today, they're just on the Life Fitness bike, moving their legs. I'm doing cardio, or I'm on the elliptical. When I mean, everybody's been on elliptical. Elliptical is probably the easiest cardio machine you can use. That's why I like to use it, because I sweat, but I'm just moving around. I mean, it's not real. It's not that hard. Like, they're really doing it old school, and they've got their nose down and just grit. Like, I mean, how do you deny somebody? How you can beat somebody like that? Who works hard like that with not much, and it's purposely. They've got the. I mean, it's not like they're flat broke. I mean, if they wanted machines, they could, but they know that doing it this way is going to be a lot better for them in the long run.
Yeah.
That's a good point you say, because who knows? Maybe the fighter on the low be seeing how they train. No, I'm not fighting them, man. No, that's all. No.
I would probably say not just to train them, but just seeing the fights.
Yeah.
Some people look like TS, you can agree with me, and Underrated, you can agree. You know what you can take and what you can't take.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let me ask you guys something. Y'all ever been to a carnival and somebody says to you, hey, TS, come on, get with me on this ride. And you look at that ride and you go, oh, hell no.
Yeah, when I was younger, yeah. Now, like, when I got older, I could, if somebody pushed me, I'll just do it to prove a point. But, like, in my heart, I really don't want to get on that ride. I'm out of my depth.
And that's boxing. That's boxing. A lot of these guys don't really want to get on that ride, but they'll get on that ride to prove a point. And then you got some that says, no, let's get on this ride. That ride looks a little more simple, and that's boxing. Nobody wants to get on the big rides. And if they get on the big rides, they're forced, and then they'll come off that ride with an excuse. Oh man, I threw up because I
threw up last time. They were saying they were on it last time when they never been on it. Like, You tell them, let's go on the slingshot. No, I threw up last time on that ride. Let's go to the bumper carts or the teacups.
Yeah. I want to get on I want to get on a ride that the 8, 9, 10-year-olds get on. That's a little more easier for me.
My head hurt. You man, my stomach hurt. Every time I think about that ride, man, my body hurt. I'm not gonna get this.
Yeah. So my thing is, don't ever get on a ride, or don't ever let somebody force you to get on a ride that you know you can't handle. Because once you get on that ride, you have signed your death certificate. So whatever happens, happens.
So you're actually saying that Bruce Ennis, that's a big ride.
That's a ride that I want no part of.
Okay.
I don't want a part of it. Like I don't even want to look at that ride. While you telling me to look, I'm looking at the opposite way.
Oh, okay.
Because I can't take it. I can't take that kind of ride, so I'm just not gonna do that. That's just me. It doesn't make you a scary cat. I'd rather you admit what you can take and what you can't take. Don't put up a front to take that ride, and then that ride ain't what you thought it was. So when that ride starts going up like this real slow, and you like, okay, and then the higher it gets, now you getting, and when they do like that, now you about to pee in your pants. No. I'm not gonna do it. And that's what a lot of these guys do. They getting on rides that they ain't got no business getting on.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah, there's some talk. I'm gonna put this out there to you. There's some talking that that Scary Furry is going to cancel the fight on October the 9th.
TS, you want to comment on that?
I mean, yeah, just the whole thing with the ducking and stuff is kind of like become stock now. Every fighter wants to do it, and nobody really wants to just get in there. They all have something to lose.
Yeah. You know, whenever I hear anything about Fury, I don't get surprised. Nothing that he does seems to amaze me. And like I said, the whole thing with Dillian White trying to replace him for the October 9th does not surprise me, because Dillian White always has some choice of words for Wilder. And you know, he's just looking for a big payday. That's cool. You know, payday. I know you want payday, in the words of Canelo. So, you know, it kind of cheats the fans, you know, because that's what we wanted to see. Nobody wants to see no damn Dillian White and Wilder. I'm not interested in that. But if Fury does not want that fight, what can we do? I feel like if he doesn't take this fight on October 9th, then he needs to face some consequences. He needs to be sued, and he needs to be banned from boxing. That's personally how I feel. Now, when I told somebody that the other day, you know what they said to me? They said, "You're sticking up for Wilder because Wilder is black." I said, no, I'm not racist. Race has nothing to do with it, because if Wilder was doing anything that Fury is doing right now, I would not be on Wilder's side. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And if Wilder was doing anything that Fury is doing right now, they would have been crucified him. It wouldn't be no October 9th for him. It wouldn't have been a July 24th for Wilder. They would have been crucified him. Why is Fury allowed to get away with murder? Why is he allowed to do this and do that, to go places to get high and get drunk and still have a career?
Right.
I don't know. But for the October 9th date, I'm not surprised. Like I said, I don't believe the fight happens unless I see Fury at the weigh-in, which is the day before. If I don't see him at the weigh-in, then it's not gonna happen.
I still say that he's going to retire. I really believe.
Oh yeah.
I think.
Oh
But
yeah.
he owes all these people money right now. I mean, since he signed with ESPN, every single fight, even that last fight, was in the red for Bob. You know, they lose money on this guy. Um, it's just all the signs are wrong. Like if he gets in there on the ninth, I think it's heading for a loss because I heard on another. I don't know if you watch Porky's Corner or whatever. He's not really training right now, other than those runs. He's worried. He says he's worried about his daughter. He's in the hospital every day, every day. So he doesn't. He's not training. That's 7 weeks, 6 weeks. I mean, the only way he gets in there is if he's forced by Bob or the people he's owed money to, and if he loses, he'll come out right after the fight. He'll sit there and he'll say, "Listen, I wasn't in the right place of mind. I couldn't train, and da da da." But
Oh,
you guys wouldn't have done that for Wilder. Wilder was like that last fight. Wilder came in there wrong, totally wrong. And for people just to look over that, if I was Wilder, if I was there, I'm not interested in that was a good fight, no excuses. Listen, there's no such thing as excuses when you're fighting at a top level. There are reasons. If it's obviously you don't look right in that ring, why are you going to give the other guy a win like that? Why does it just get overlooked? First thing I'm going to say is fuck you. That was bullshit. I lost on bullshit. I couldn't even move, and you still couldn't get me out of there. I obviously wasn't right. That's what I'm gonna go about. I'm not interested in the whole, oh man, good job. The better man won on the night. No, 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 because there's guys. I mean, there are reasons why people lose. I mean, there's a guy. Who was that guy Charlo fought? Highland. He's from Argentina right now, and he's probably pushing some mango cart right now. He hasn't fought since 2017. He came in there, and I'm not saying he was going to beat Charlo or anything like that. Who knows? But he literally came in there on one leg for the final eliminator. He's never fought since. How is that fair? How is that fair? And if this was the NBA, it'd be like, okay, if Golden State only played the Lakers once every 2 years. This is why boxing is frustrating, is because these guys don't fight each other regular enough to begin with. So we have to look at things objectively from the beginning. Sorry about my rant.
No, that's good.
no. Yes, you actually are getting to a point. I want you to continue because it's funny how you mention that because I always talk about that. But no, you go ahead, brother. I'm enjoying this.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it's just these fans out here. Oh, he's an excuse maker. Oh, he's this, he's that. The same people who say that, right, don't have a pot to piss in their lives personally. I want to see how successful they are. Listen, if you're doing anything of note daily, things happen. Things happen. If you're trying to get to a place, you're trying to be successful or something like that, there are things that happen. If you don't do anything to begin with, then you have nothing to excuse about. That's why you don't understand why people, put out reasons for why certain things happen because you don't do anything. You're a do nothing bitch to begin with. You sit and do nothing from the beginning. So there's nothing to come up with for you because you're not used to doing anything other than breathing. And even if you breathe, you probably if you didn't take a breath one day, you can say you made an excuse for that. All these lazy people out here, dude. It's just I don't like it when I'm not into take away credit from the other guy and all of these terms people use and he did his thing. I mean, I just call it how I see it. Last night, Pacquiao, his legs were tight. He looked old. Point blank, period. That wasn't the same one versus Thurman.
No.
Bottom line, that's just what it is. Take it or leave it. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. But I look at the fight and I look at every factor in the fight, even factors outside of the fight that might affect it. And we move on from there. If everybody were to do that, then that was fine. If everybody looked at that second fight, right, and said, Fury beat somebody on one leg, then we just, we stated the obvious, we have common ground, now we can get past it. Now we can move on. but you're talking about it like he beat somebody at 110%. All systems go. Just it doesn't make sense, man. I'll let you guys talk. I've been going on for too long.
No, that's good. No, that's good because you on the something. Because this is what I was thinking about when I was setting this live up today about Furry and stuff. I ain't hear a peak from Top Rate at all. I hear nothing from y'all, and I know y'all in the red, but other ones y'all talk against, even Crawford. But when it comes to Furry, it's like this media in this country have a love affair for Furry. But we ain't getting no fight from him. Oh, it's my daughter. All right, but I heard his daughter's getting better. Okay. Their Ashley fighters have fought while their moms passed away, Buster Douglas. The Ashley, they lost their fought. Their parents or their kids. But he gets a pass.
Huh. You know, Earl Spence was in a car accident. I mean, he didn't come back months later. I can't do this because I've been in an accident. Came back from an accident that could have took his life. So it's like, come on, man. Excuses. And I want to add some to that too while we're on there. I'm gonna stay on the subject, but you got people like Fury, Tefimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero. All y'all got poor excuses why y'all can't take these fights y'all supposed to take. It's just ridiculous, man. It's like I've never seen anything like it in boxing. Never.
It really is, yeah. We welcome Bruce Goes in the building.
Bruce,
salute my brothers. What's up, Tyrone? What's up? What's up, my brother? What's up, Clarence? How the hell you doing, my man?
Oh man, Bruce, man, you know we love you like cook food. We glad you joined us.
Oh, I just survived Hurricane Fred out there, man. My internet was down. I was trying to jump on with my phone, but they're giving me all kind of back accounts I used to have, and they want passwords and this and that, and they're using, it's nuts how much Google knows about you. But anyway, I couldn't get in till just now, man. I heard you guys chopping up boxing. I thought we had a great night last night, man. I enjoyed it. I saw a legend go out, and you really can't ask for anything more in the situation that we're in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go. If you want to keep on going cooking on go and cook. Go and cook some more of that. Clarence or TS Boxing. And you can fill in wherever you want on Brother Bruce.
It's like TS said earlier. These guys are not they're not fighting, and Bruce knows this. These guys are not fighting as much as they should be, and we talk about this all the time. Mm-hmm. I remember, like I said, and I think I said this before. I remember when I used to watch boxing back in the 90s, and I used to watch boxing after dark. I used to see guys sometimes fight 3-4 times a year, and it used to trip me out because at that age, I didn't know. I was young watching boxing. I didn't know you could fight that many times in one year. And it's like every time I turned around, Roy was fighting. Every time I turned around, Poison Julian Jones was fighting. Lennox was fighting. All these guys. And I'm like, well, how many times are they going to fight in 1 year? This is crazy. I didn't understand it then. So, as the years went on, and what boxing is today, it makes no sense. Everybody just want that one fight, that one good payday, and then they go on social media flirting with each other. Man, I'm the champ. No, I'm the champ. No, it's just a lot of stupid stuff. If they put all that time and energy that they do on social media to actually put it in the paperwork, to actually saying, okay, let's fight, then it wouldn't be a problem. But they spend more time beefing with each other on social media instead of trying to make the fights happen. And they think it's cute, like it's impressing us. That's not impressing me because I don't care about that. If you're gonna fight. If not, then just shut up. You know, and boxing has the, at some point it has the, I don't want to say it needs to go back to what it used to be, because it's not going to happen. We're in a whole different era. It's different time. It's social media, so that'll never happen. But the sport is filled with a bunch of clowns. And it's sad to say that, because I love this sport and I'm always going to love it, but it's filled with a bunch of clowns. Everybody just wants to talk. And it's like boxing is like one big circus right now, man. And it's sad. It's never. I can't see it ever changing. I can only see it getting worse, for what I see.
Yeah, that's sad, Clarence. That's a sad statement. And see, I come from those days, man. I was the 70s, 80s, 90s, man. That's what I was raised on. And it is a shame that we're not getting that today. But it is what it is. So I'm making the best of a bad situation, so to speak. And I tell you, man, I was grateful for what we had last night, man. We saw Manny Pacquiao. That was a living legend. We saw what time does to everybody. Nobody beats Father Time. And Manny, he just didn't have it last night. Ugas was, he hit the lottery when he got that fight, with Errol Spence's eye injury. And then last night he hit Powerball when he won the fight. So, I mean, his options are wide open. Everybody's going to want to fight. He's the super welterweight champion now, right? Or the welterweight super champ. I don't know how they even I don't even know how they even name it these medals these days. It kind of drives me crazy in itself. But at least at least he's a fresh face out there. He's not you know what I'm saying, man. He's some new meat out there. He's available. I think he's going to fight a lot more than once a year or once every year and a half. And I mean he's got the belt, and we got all these other guys. We got Spence, we got Porter, we got Crawford, man. We got Ortiz, we got Boots Ennis. There's so much up and coming talent in that welterweight division. And now at least they got a crown they can go after that's attainable. Whereas Manny was, you can't blame him. The last part of his career, he could afford to pick and choose. And he was in the middle of the pandemic while he was trying to do all this, and all this other baloney. But I was glad that we saw him. I think he went out as a champion. Let him take that. That was a glorious L as far as I was concerned, man. Nothing to be ashamed of. Nobody wants to see a rematch. Nobody wants to see Manny fight any of the top contenders anymore. Because we know what would have happened to him if he was in there with Spence last night. And he fought as well as a 42-year-old guy could fight. He showed flashes of brilliance, but 42, 43, whatever the years may be, man. It's a young man's game, and nobody's going to beat Father Time. We showed that last night. We don't even know how old Ugas is. It says 35, but that's a Cuban 35.
Yeah, I think he's probably like 37 or 38.
38.
They said he's between 34 35 years old.
Supposedly.
So they say.
Yeah, he's listed at 35, but like I said, that's a Cuban 35.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Luis Ortiz, man. What's he listed at 40? And he looks like
he's probably. I think he's like 46.
Yeah.
I think he's over 50.
You think he's over 50?
But regardless how old he is, man, I got to give a shout out to Dennis Ugas, man. That was a great strategy that he had. He had that 1-2 going, that left, and the left off some bang, nail him with that right hand. Man, he wasn't even looking for the right hand. He's trying to slip the left, and boom. I mean, it was beautiful. And then that crazy punch that he had, it was kind of like a hook and an overhand right.
Yeah.
But, and it was landing behind the glove. He must have nailed him 20 times with that punch.
Yeah.
So
talking about I'm sorry to just quickly. We talked about.
No, go, bro.
Yeah. Did you guys see Luis Ortiz last night? Was it those extensions or what, man? Dreads at 40, whatever I made.
Yeah, yeah. One of my brothers was out there for the fight, and he sent me back a bunch of pictures, and one of them was Luis Ortiz, and Luis looked huge, man. He looked like he was definitely tipping that 300-pound scale.
Yeah,
well, you're not to make excuses. When we speak about ducking, that's another man that everybody really want no part of. So it's like, and this is what makes me mad, because I'm sure if he could have fought last night, if they could have put him on that card last night, he'd have been ready to go. And it's like, he did look bigger than what he is, but he's another one of those guys that everybody's ducking. Nobody wants to be part of.
Yeah, they don't want
Whoever his first opponent is when he comes back, I really feel sorry for him because nobody's been able to beat this man but Wilder, and not only once, but twice. I think Wilder is probably the only one that can take him. Like, as far as all the rest of the other heavyweights in the division, I think they're dead meat when they talk about facing him because, he's definitely something different. I'm looking forward to seeing him back in action.
Who are they going to be able to get him in though with? Because Martin, because Martin was supposed to fight Ruiz, but Ruiz.
I would like to see him in. I don't know if this makes sense, but I would like to see him and Andy Luis if it's possible.
Well, Ruiz was going to fight Martin at the end of this year, but he's got to get surgery on his knee or something, so he's out. So maybe they can make Martin Ortiz. I know they're going to make Areola and White. Oh, my goodness. Imagine if Areola went over there and knocked White out.
Oh.
With just pressure. White would retire then.
He would have no choice.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't be the first time he went to sleep.
Yeah.
So that was, like I said, we got the rest of this year to see what happens. This year is pretty much over, so I can't really see them making any big fights before the year is up. But there's one big fight that's coming up in November 6th that I didn't think they could make. And I want y'all all to touch on it. The Caleb Plant and Canelo Alvarez.
Let's touch on it. Who wanted to? I'll wait till last. Who want to touch on it first?
Either him or Bruce. Either one of y'all could go.
Yeah, bro. I mean, that fight was canceled a month ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago, whatever it was. Time goes by crazy these days for me. But, when that fight was put off, I said immediately, no. That fight's going to happen. His wife, Heidi, is an official. She's a high announcer for Fox TV and for PBC. And she was not going to let that fight slip through her fingers, man. As crazy as the business of boxing is, and man, it is. We could get into it with David Ortiz. I mean, with Luis Ortiz. Different people have different opinions, not even opinions, different facts that they claim on why he hasn't fought so much, and there's, people say that he's the boogeyman and he was ducked, and other people say that he had the chances and he failed drug tests and he put fights off. I mean, there's so many. It's really a sad career because it's wasted talent. Luis Ortiz, he could have been a champion if he had gotten the breaks or if he had taken the opportunities that he had and not sabotage them, with PEDs or without putting his regular pharmaceutical medications on the list of meds that he was taking. So, I mean, I can't say I feel sorry for Luis Ortiz because the problems that he has are the problems he created for himself. So anyway, now, what else were we just talking about, my brother Clarence?
Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant.
Yeah, Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant, man. Caleb Plant, he knew he was in the driver's seat because Alvarez said he wants to unify that 168-pound division, and there was only one way to go. He had to get that WBO belt from Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant knew he was in the driver's seat. I don't think Canelo Alvarez wants to go anywhere near Bitterbeef. Bivol maybe, but that Caleb Plant fight is made for Las Vegas. It's what he said he was going to do, and it's to unify the super middleweight division. I'm all for it, man. If Caleb Plant was successful and he held out for what he held out for and he got it, great. Because it seemed to me like Canelo was kind of playing him for a fiddle. He was the B-side, just lucky to be there. And Caleb Plant was like, "Hey man, I'm a champion. You could treat me with some respect. What were you paying Billy Joe Saunders, and what were you giving this other character, Advil Trua, whatever the fuck his name was, man? He stood up for his rights, and he got what he deserved. And I'm looking forward to this fight. I don't think Caleb Plant's gonna beat Alvarez, but he'll give him a good fight, I think, for several rounds, man. I hate predicting fights. They forced me to predict last night's fight, And I told him the way I saw it. I saw it with my eyes and in my head and not with my heart. I said, I don't think Manny Pacquiao is going to come in there with the gusto that he had for Errol Spence. And even if he has, time is nobody escapes time. It's undefeated. And, it happened kind of like I called it. And, my heart was with Manny, but, my head kind of was with Ugas. And it was what it was, and that fight's over. And now we're looking forward to the Caleb Plant and the Alvarez fight. I think Alvarez is gonna win this fight with a knockout in about the 9th round. And man, I hate to predict fights, but I just did.
Well, go ahead, Tia. Go ahead, Tia. Well, I think for me, I think Caleb Plant got a good chance. I really believe that. I think he got a good chance. Make Alvarez go backwards. He cannot fight backwards. He always had problem with his foot for the last few years. And I think Caleb Plant be patient. I think he can catch. I think he can catch Alvarez in later rounds. That's what I think.
That's why they settle it in the ring and not in the chat rooms, because anything can happen in the
Anything can
lovers' court.
happen. Anything can happen. That's right. Anything can happen. But go more on point though. And and the thing about it, like Taylor Plant was saying, he said, I wanted to take the drug test. Once you take the drug test, and Alvarez, he don't want to take the drug test. Oh, but you got everything. You got everything. You got everything you want. But this man said, all right, let's just take a drug test. I don't know.
Shut. It's crazy. I didn't think the fight was gonna happen. When I first heard it, I said, okay, yeah, it makes sense. Let's put it together. Let's do it. Then when it was canceled, I said, oh, I'm not gonna lie. The first thing I called Canelo was a duck. I said, oh, here we go again. He's doing it because Canelo's used to being on what I call a European tour, because all he do is fight these European fighters. So I said, he's not going to take no fighter from here. It is not going to happen. So now it's officially happening for November 6th. It's great. The fight can go either way. We all know styles make fights. A lot of people agree that Canelo will come out victorious. But Caleb can fight a smart fight. Who knows? We can't say, because we're used to Canelo beating these European dudes. Just because we see that doesn't mean he's gonna go in there with that same mindset with Plant. Plant is not like those European dudes he fight. Honestly, if you ask me, he was better than all them European dudes, in my opinion. A lot of them dudes to me were cab drivers and punching bags and tomato cans.
Yeah, and did Alvarez fought a former sparring partner?
How do you a former sparring partner? You don't do that. So Caleb's chances are good. I'm not saying he can go in there and beat him. I'm just saying this is boxing and anything can happen. So I'm looking forward to November 6th. I promise you, I'll definitely order that fight. I'll definitely be looking forward to that.
Yeah, I look for that fight too. Hey, TS Boxing, you still there, brother?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, you want to add anything to it?
I mean, most of what you guys were saying was right. Just these guys gotta get in there with each other and kind of make the fight happen.
Okay, got you. Now, let's talk about Tank Davis.
All right, now, Underrated, you gotta be careful. That's my favorite fighter.
Yo, that Tank is my man too. That's what I'm talking about. Tank's my man right there. We go way back. You know what I mean?
Hey, Bruce, I start feeling some kind of way when he talk about him. I love me some Tank Davis. That's my guy.
Yeah, yeah, we hear what's that fighter's name? Thurman is running his mouth against Tank.
Yeah, it
Um,
seems everybody's running their mouth around here against everybody. You know, we just want to see him fight Tank. I was in the middle of an argument about Tank yesterday. Somebody said, "Oh, he's chubby," and the other guy says, "No, that's chunky." I said, "Okay, well, whatever it may be, Tank is definitely not a 140 pounder right now. He has that Reggie belt, but I mean, we all know Josh Taylor's the main man at 140." And
Yeah.
that would be a great fight to see. Tank seems to be satisfied with those regular championships. You know,
it,
I I don't know, man. I like Tank too, but I was listening to somebody the other day compare him to Henry Armstrong. Because he has to. They said because he ruled 3 divisions, and I just I couldn't sit
No,
there any
no,
longer,
no,
man.
no. You can't put that. You can't. That's unfair. You can't put him in that class.
yeah,
That's unfair. That's unfair. You can't do that.
people are just gonna say whatever sounds good, and hoping that somebody is listening.
Wait a
And
minute. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
but my thoughts about the Tank and Thurman, I'm not interested. It doesn't make sense to me. I do not want to see that. Now, what I would like to see is if he doesn't take on Josh Taylor, maybe I would like to see Tank and Regis Prograve if that can happen. You know,
Mm-hmm.
what if Thurman goes in there against Tank and let's just say it all goes wrong? Not because Tank is that great. Thurman, you've been out 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't had any. You haven't had anything going on. You've been doing so much talking in the last 2 years. You and Porter, y'all been doing a lot of talking. So you go in there and this goes left, and let's just say Thurman goes. Let's just say Thurman goes in there and he gets embarrassed. Where does that leave you, Thurman? Where does that leave your career? And the first thing people are gonna do, y'all all know on here, y'all been watching boxing. All 3 of you guys been watching boxing longer than me. You know that if Tank goes in there and demolish Thurman, he's not gonna get any credit for that because they're gonna say Thurman was out for 2 years. He hadn't fought anybody. He was washed up. What credit is Tank going to get for beating Thurman? So why get on that ride? Why get on that ride? That makes no sense. Steady him just going to get somebody a little younger, a little fresher. Like I said, Regis Prograde, if he can make that, or what's Gary Russell's brother at 140?
Antoine.
Oh, hey, you understand right there.
And that's that fight is that's a very, very interesting fight, man. I'm really big on Antoine Russell. I'm really big on him. I'm really
Yeah.
big on him. He punches with both hands. That's a very interesting fight.
Yeah,
Very interesting fight.
but not Thurman. Not Thurman. Nobody wants to see that. Not Thurman. Because like I said, if Tank was to embarrass Thurman, then what does that do for his career? Then you might as well just take a back seat and retire Thurman. Nobody wants to see that. If you want to prove that you still got it, then you go out there and you and Porter, if it's possible, you and Porter get in there and do it one more time. But right now, people like Tank, Bruce Ennis, all these young lions, stay away from them. It's not going to do anything for your career.
Yeah, go. Once you go, there's fights in the welterweight division that that Thurman that you can do. Why? You always want to be in the spotlight, man. Man, be quiet,
Well,
man.
it's not,
Fight.
you know, only two is not the spotlight. Is this? You got to understand. Tank rolls with Floyd. When you roll with them, that's money. He's just looking for a payday. You know, Thurman got a wife to support. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not just about you want to fight the person because you think you could beat them or you know you could beat them. Money plays a role. He does that. That's a big payday for him. But sometimes is it worth the risk? Okay, I got the money, but I got beaten not just by a fighter that was better than me, but smaller than me. No, man. He took that already from Pacquiao, who was about the same height, if I'm not mistaken, or an inch taller than Tank. So you're going to go get your ass whipped by two little men? No, not cool. It does nothing for him. He needs to look elsewhere, and Tank needs to look elsewhere. You got Antoine Russell, or you got Regis Prograis. Pick your poison. But Thurman, it does nothing for him. No.
Yeah, sure don't. I just tired of he running his mouth, man. I said, you talking too much, man. Come on. You want to fight or you're not going to fight? Stop talking.
You know what you got to do nowadays, guys? You have to get that remote and you have to put it just like this. And you have to mute some of these guys. They talk too much. Just mute them.
Talk too much. Saying. And then there are some talking about Anthony Joshua. I don't know why his name keep on saying lately that he looking for somebody to fight.
Oh. Are the other guys still there? Is everybody else still there with us?
TS, yeah, he should be there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Is Bruce still with us?
Bruce is still with you.
He might have stepped out for a minute. Mm-hmm. I thought Joshua had a dance partner already.
I'm here, brother. I'm just kind of cleaning up after freaking hurricane we had, man. I got some chainsaws and some trucks out there. I gotta dip for a little bit. If you guys are still on though, I'll come back, man. Crazy in Rhode Island though. We were at Hurricane Central over here a few hours ago, man. Chairs and everything going flying around.
Listen, Bruce, I'm dealing with the same thing here in New York. About three trees where I live at now fell. So trees fell all where I'm at. You know, I'm in New York. We're dealing with it too.
Hey, thank God we kicked its ass today, man. Because you know, I've seen hurricanes that have done some serious damage in my day, man. And you know, the year I was born, 1954, my mom is telling me that it took out pretty much half of the state of Rhode Island, man. You know, we wiped out everything because you know we weren't prepared over here. Just like being a boxer, man. You know, you know what's happening, you get prepared for it, and you ride it right out. So you know, it was a breeze actually, man. I kind of had a good time. I was watching those waves out there. I said, man, I wish I was 25 years younger and had a surfboard. You know. All right, brothers, man. You have a great show, man. I'll be listening to you on my phone. Peace.
All right, Bruce. So what were we talking about on the radio? You brought up who just now? Who was we just talking about?
Anthony Joshua. They told
I thought he had a dance partner. What happened?
I don't know.
What's it, Yusuf? Whatever. Okay, so now he needs a dance partner. He doesn't have a dance partner. Well, maybe him and King Kong Ortiz need to do something. I don't know.
No, they ain't pulling King Kong now. You know they ain't gonna do that.
Hey, that's a good one though. Make it happen.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. We agree, but they ain't gonna do that. No.
Hey, somebody gotta take the whooping.
Yeah, we get it. We get it. I didn't listen now, man. They don't know Ortiz, man. They don't know him. No, we don't know Ortiz.
They don't wanna know him.
No, man, no. Who again? No, man. Cuban?
To know him is to know pain, because when you get in there with him, that's what you gonna feel. pain.
Mm-hmm. Nah, man, I don't know that. I don't know, man. No, please, no.
They don't want no smoke with that.
No, they don't want that. They don't want that. They don't want that. Nah, no. No, please.
God,
He get folded. He get folded up like a dog on paper. They ain't taking this.
that's
They don't want to
strange.
take. Let's see.
They
What's
don't
up?
want that. Yeah, man, but it's so much going on. You know, we would have been having a fight coming up this week, which I believe would have been the 28th, but that was the David Benavidez, but he caught the COVID, so that's off.
Oh man.
Hey, TS, did you hear anything about that?
Yeah, I heard about that, man. That he was supposed to fight Uzkateki, but Barbershop had a great, and I usually don't listen to all of his videos, but you've got to go back about 3 weeks, in the archives. Had a great interview with the guy who beat Uzkataki last, Lionel Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he talked about everything about the whole money aspect with boxing. I mean, we're talking about a guy who works full-time security, 8 hours a day, sometimes 9, 10 hours a day, full-time job, 9 to 5, fucking 6 days a week, and still had to go in there and train. He said he didn't even spar for that fight and was able to beat him. Now, Uzkataki could have went in, and I think he would have given Benavidez a tough fight because of the style.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the Lionel Thompson interview. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, everybody go back and watch that, because that was a great interview.
That's all right.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Cause I know Benavidez. He want to fight Alvarez too bad. That's what I'm saying. That if he would have forced himself to fight Plant, then if he fought Plant, it would be no excuses for Alvarez.
Yeah, he let Plant beat him to the punch. And it is what it is now, man. He's not going to get that Canelo fight. I hate to say it.
No, he's
It's
not.
just not going to it's not going to happen.
No, it's not.
So
That
he
is
just had to
that.
move on.
Yeah, man. I'm just saying. But when he had a chance, you playing games to Benavidez. You could have had it. You could have had a fight, man. Could have. You would have got him. Got the belt.
Well, let me tell you something. When people fail to realize that Benavidez had messed up a long time ago when he lost his belts because of
Yeah, he pushed himself a year back, dude. He fucking he did whatever, with the coke or whatever, and it was a whole year back. I mean, that whole year he was out. Anthony Durrell got the decision over Yildirim. Yildirim's a bum. Yildirim's a bum. He just lost. I'm sorry, but that's just what it is. I mean, I saw him when he fought Eubank in the World Boxing Super Series live.
Yeah.
Eubank could not miss. Could not miss.
Hold on, TS. So it's safe to say you're not a fan of him.
Yeah, not really, no. I mean, he just lost again.
Again?
Yeah. Somebody from the UK. It was like some fodder guy he was supposed to beat, and he got upset.
Oh, wow.
And that's what they do with these contracts over at Matchroom. They did it with they don't do them too much on Showtime, but they did it with Gamboa, right? You lose to Tank Davis, you still guaranteed number of fights. He was supposed to fight Chris Colbert, but he'll come back. But they did it with Yildirim. In the contract, he lost to Canelo. They gave him another fight of opponent of his choice, and he chose that guy. He still lost. So I mean, it really makes no sense. But I'm But back
Hold
back
on,
to the
hold on.
uh-huh.
How do you choose a guy and still lose?
I
That
mean,
like
you gotta ask him in
cherry
his team.
picking doesn't work all the time, y'all.
Yep. I mean, you got that. So Darrell gets the belt, and then I thought the Darrell fight, Darrell Benavidez, that was a solid fight. I think getting his ass whooped, I think that term is overused today. It's a casual term. I think I hate it. I rarely say it because, again, going back to what I said about anything can happen in a fight. But he was cut in that fight as well, and that caused a big problem. But he could have gotten done with that a year ago. But instead, he ended up having to fight Jalen Love. Instead, we saw what happened to Jalen Love.
Oh,
But I'm just kind of rambling about Benavidez. I think Benavidez needs to either get the Plant fight or Canelo fight, whoever wins that fight, and move on. Him and Charlo are kind of in a similar position, just different weight classes. What's Charlo gonna do? I mean, yeah, go ahead.
no, I was just Charlo. I don't. The jury is still out on that.
I think it's gonna get to that point because, I mean, we love Deontay, but I heard Showtime. This was in 2017. They were tired of the. Well, I'm just being honest, man. I'm not trying to put anybody down or anything, but they were getting tired of the Spilkas and the Molinas and Duopa. They said we're not paying for any other fight except Ortiz or somebody that they approve of. This is what went down. That's what I heard. What went down behind the scenes, and of course they ended up having to pay for the Sturvern fight, but that was really out of everybody's control, right? And I know they paid for the Brazil fight, but Wilder was a star, right? It was his mandatory, but they want. That's probably gonna be what happened with Charlo. Now Charlo fought Derevyanchenko his last fight. Derevyanchenko is an amazing fighter right now. I think he's a top 5 middleweight, top 4, and to go from that to Montiel, that's a net negative. You're going backwards. You're actually jumping backwards. You're not just going backwards. You are jumping backwards because he had a great performance versus Derevyanchenko. He beat him the best anybody could have. Anybody did. So I know you want to get in there just to make a quick money, but hold off until you get a good opponent because it's the do nothing fights. The only thing that changes is that sign in your bank account or those decimals in your bank account. Is it really what you want, or do you want to fight great people regardless? I'm of the notion I think I'd rather not fight than to fight bums. Just my opinion. I know some people are different. Oh man, I want to see my favorite fighter in the ring.
Yeah.
No, you don't. You want to see your favorite fighter in the ring versus a guy he's supposed to be in there with. Montiel really wasn't supposed to be in there. And Charlo didn't train for that fight. And we saw what happened. So, I mean, it's I don't know. Benavidez, Charlo should fight each other. There you go. Same position. They should fight each other. I was kind of getting to that, but I just remembered. I kind of lost where I was going, then just remembered it.
Hey, it's okay. We all seem to get lost because it's so much going on, and then there's so much confusion. It's hard to keep up with everything. But yeah, I agree. These guys got to figure out what it is they want, how bad they want it, and what they're going to do about it. Because, like I said, as fans, we are the ones that's getting cheated, and we want to see these fights happen. So they have to understand, when you lose your belt on the scale, when you lose it because you failed the drug test, you didn't make weight, whatever the case may be, that does not only affect the fight that you're about to have, that could play a role in your future. You understand? And for David Benavidez, that's what happened, in my opinion. Now, some people could say that's not what happened. That has nothing to do with it because everybody always want to talk about his politics or is, oh, they're trying to do this, they're trying to do that, man. At the end of the day, man, we got to stop sugarcoating it and just say what it is. Now, we're never going to see a Canelo and David Benavidez because Canelo already made it clear I'm not fighting my own kind. So anybody who wants to see a Canelo and Caleb Plant, that is not going to happen. Now, if he was some white boy or if he was some black guy or maybe if he was Puerto Rican, then he'll get in there and go, hell yeah, I'll do it. But he's not going to fight his fellow countrymen, as he says.
that excuse. I mean, I was watching Mike Tyson versus Clifford Ateen yesterday, and I just couldn't stop laughing, dude. I mean, and I didn't even laugh at the broken, he said spinal or whatever. I kind of laughed a little bit after that. Like, he was like, my back is slightly broken. And I was in a motorcycle accident. And he point blank, he said, ask him, he said, listen, were you ready for this fight? He said, no, but I'm obligated. He said, Clifford came to me and said, listen, I needed some money. So we had to make this happen. Didn't, what's his name? Ray Robinson fight Armstrong. He said, no, I didn't want to fight you. You're my idol. Henry Armstrong looked at him and said, listen, he said, if you really cared about me, if you really was a fan of me, then you will fight me. I need the money. And that's what they need to get back to, dude. That whole mentality is what they need to get back to because, Clifford really on paper wasn't supposed to be in there with Tyson. It was, it was a tune-up fight. But Clifford came to me and said, listen, I need the money. And they're friends outside of that. They're best friends and they're brothers. He said, if we're brothers, we really need to put money on each other's table. And that's what happened.
Mike said, spinal.
He said, it's like I broke my back. How? Contact. He said, spinal. He said, I was kind of doing my crunches. He does 25 countries a day with a 20-pound weight. He said, and I couldn't move. I went to the doctor and said, yeah, your back is broken slightly.
Look, but Jim Gray said, hold on, he said, which part of your back did you break, Mike? Spinal.
He said, I don't know. He said, were you ready for this fight?
That goes down as the most funniest interview ever.
And it's getting like that, dude. I heard something like that last night. I don't want to switch to MMA, but just for a second. Cannonier, if you saw that fight last night, Underrated, if you were able to get that, not his best performance, but post-fight, Cormier's talking to him, and he was like, yeah, I want to fight for the title, but I'm broke, so I need some money. So let's see if we can make something happen. These fighters need to get paid if they're getting in their top level. I mean, I saw his purse last night. I nearly fell over. I mean, 160K. I mean, it is the UFC, but he'd be lucky to walk away with 80,000 after that. He's got expenses. He's got training. I mean, they've got plenty of money, these guys, and they want to give it. So,
yeah, you gotta understand. These guys got families to take care of. They got car notes. They got houses. And this is the reason why when you start making money, you have to be careful how you spend it and what you spend it on, because everything looks good in the beginning, and then after a while, that money goes. So when it does that, now you're like, damn, I need 2-3 good fights. I need 10 good fights so I can get to where I need to be. You just got to be, you got to be careful, man, because as quick as you get that money, it can be taken from you.
Yeah. He said he can't afford. He said he can't afford to wait for a title shot. I'm broke, so I need to fight.
And you know what? When he says I can't afford to wait, does not mean I don't have no patience. For his personal life, we don't know what he's facing. You could be getting ready to lose your house. Your cards could be taken from you. Anything. So when he's saying it like that, he's at a point where I don't care if I'm saying this to the world. I don't care if I'm saying this in public. I don't care who hears me. I need a fight. I need something immediately, and I need it quick. And I need I need the price to be reasonable. Don't think because I'm saying this, you can just throw any price at me and I'm gonna take it. It has to be the numbers have to be reasonable. I need money, and I need it fast, and I need a decent amount.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. I'm not mad. And this is what makes me mad about these fighters, these boxers today. They have 1 or 2 good fights, and they get them a couple of millions. Now they want to sit on their ass.
Yeah, you're
Like,
right. And yeah.
you have to keep fighting. One thing I can't take from Canelo, we could dislike him because who we want to see him fight. One thing I can't take from him, he stays active. We may not like who he fights, but he stays active. So what was it? What was that deal? Canelo got 300 and what was it? 300 and something. I don't want to say it was 365 million. It was something that he got for a certain amount of fights.
365 over 11 fights. Yeah.
Okay. I can't be mad with him. It may not be now. You know, this is the thing. People say, "Well, yeah, he got that amount of money, but it don't matter. Who the hell is he fighting?" I feel the same way, but guess what? He's staying active though, because the other fighters that's saying that, y'all fighting one time, and then you're going in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's the guys they fight against. At least Gary Russell. I mean, that's kind of more my route, right? When he does fight, the guys are actually solid. They're the number one in his sanctioning body. But it's for me, it's either you fight all the time, or the times you do fight, make them good. Minimum.
Mm-hmm.
You know what, TS? I love Gary, man, but it's so messed up. Gary Russell couldn't get a fight right now if he walked in Chuck E. Cheese and started a brawl.
No, he wouldn't. They'd probably call the police or something. I mean,
They
he
don't
can't
want to
get
fight him.
anyone, dude.
They don't want no part of Gary.
No, they don't want to fight Gary. Like Santa Cruz was sitting there last night. I mean, why he doesn't want to put something together with Gary Russell? They're looking for the guy from the UK who won his regular version. I mean, that guy will get blown away. Let's look at him and Gary Russell. I mean, Shakur called out everybody but Russell when he was at 126. Then he moved up to 130 for Jamel Herring. I mean, Jamel Herring's a nice guy. He's a former Marine. Or I think he's still enlisted, actually. Or he might not be. He might have been. I'm not sure. But they see that as easy for him, which it might not be. Who knows? So now Gary Russell is left with who? Who's at 126 Gary Russell can fight? They were looking at the Ray Vargas fight. Somehow that's stalling up. Okay, you've got that Mexican guy from Top Rank, Navarrete. I mean, he's not moving any. Yes, you know how they operate with that belt. And you've got Leo Santa Cruz standing there. So why can't they get that fight to happen? Why did Leo Santa Cruz have to go and have what happened to him his last fight? You know, before fighting Gary Russell. Why not just fight him before? I didn't think Leo Santa Cruz had no business fighting Tank Davis to begin with, and not because of levels or anything. And I'm not saying that because it was a big knockout. But he had business to take care of at 126. Why didn't he handle that first?
And I think that kind of irritated Gary because it was like, you could afford me. You ran for me, right? Thinking that it was going to do you some good, and you ran into an ass whipping.
Yeah, it was man. It was a big shot he got hurt with, and that could take something away from him. That could take something away from him. So why didn't he do the right thing, handle his business with Gary Russell? If he beat Gary Russell, then move up, fight Tank Davis, because Tank's kind of doing the same thing. I don't like the whole weight jumping. If you're in a weight category, you're committed to that category, handle business. I know certain fighters are on the other side of the street, but you've got to make something happen. You've got to make something happen. It's not impossible to make a Lomachenko fight or a Lopez fight. Just somebody needs to go over to that other side and bring him over. That's all.
Yeah, but there's I feel there's some people out there for Gary. Um, Gary, he either has to move up. I would like to see him come up to 130 or 135 possibly.
And he might have to putting himself at
Yeah,
a disadvantage because he's a smaller guy. He's like 5'4", dude.
but they're gonna duck him too. At 135, they're gonna duck him because they're ducking each other right now.
Yeah. Like, how's
So
130 look right now? We've got Jojo Diaz, who he beat convincingly,
yeah,
is
yeah.
had a good win. You've got no, that's at 135. My bad. But at 130, you've got that Rakhimov guy who got the draw versus
Yeah.
Jojo Diaz. He's okay. You've got Valdez now. I can't believe he beat Burchell. You got Jamel Herring and Shakur Stevenson. Those guys are fighting each other.
Oh yeah, which that's gonna be. Oh my God, that's one. That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, the style matchup though is kind of because they both. It
I
depends because I know they like both fighting on the outside and working the jab.
yeah, I like both of them,
I think it'll end up being a close fight.
but
That's my prediction. I think whoever wins, it'll be close. It'll be
well,
close.
whoever wins, I tell you what, I'm gonna tell you like this: whoever wins is trying to go for Valdez. They're gonna go after him.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think Valdez
I
is
don't think
all
he's
there.
ready.
Is what?
I don't think Valdez wants that.
No. I think Burchelt had COVID or something. I've seen Burchelt knocked out before, but it was early. But it wasn't nothing like how he did his last fight because we got to think Valdez himself is 5'5". Burchelt is a bigger guy. He can move. He can punch. I really thought Burchelt could beat Valdez easily. So to see him get touched every big punch, he would just go down or something. Something must have happened.
Yeah,
I know he had COVID. They said he had COVID, so maybe that was something. But he just couldn't take a shot that night, and he's moving up to 135 because that's how things work at Top Rank, right? If you lost in a lighter category, what you do is you move up, so it makes sense for you. I mean, look at Jose Pedraza, right? He lost over at Showtime to Tank Davis. He moved immediately over to Top Rank and fought at lightweight. He lost to Lomachenko. What did he do? He moved up again.
yeah,
So good luck with all of that stuff. I mean, I don't get it personally. You can go to a bigger division, hoping that something changes.
yeah. Like I said, this year is basically over. Um, it looks like it's gonna end pretty good. From what I know, the Wild and Fury, I don't really speak about it because, like I said, I don't. I have to see if it's going to happen because it seemed like Fury's gonna do whatever he has to do to get out of this fight.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I hope there's some consequences if he tries to do that. But I don't believe he fights Wilder until I see the day of the weigh-in. But so we have that. We have the 6th of November. We have Caleb Plant. We have Canelo, and I believe in December it's supposed to be Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko rematch. They're trying to make it happen.
That's a good one. I think if Lomachenko makes some adjustments, he should win that fight. He should get that one back. I
Yeah,
saw that scorecard, some of those scorecards, like a 119, 109. I mean, what mean, that's just somebody literally spent the whole time. I mean, that judge probably got up from round one and spent the rest of the time in the bathroom. That's how long the bathroom break was. I mean, there was no way he was there in person to see a 119, 109 scorecard. I had it close. I mean, 7-5. The close. I mean, I could 8-4, 7-5 for Lopez. I just feel like Lomachenko started too late. I think if he goes in and he's not scared of the power, he should be able to get that one back.
Yeah, the first one was great. I didn't think the turnout was going to be like that, but it was great. So I'm definitely looking for a part two, but I figured before part two happened, Tefimo was supposed to fight what's his name? Campo, whatever his name.
Cambosis.
Yeah,
Cambosis.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to figure out
I think he lost his last fight.
Oh,
I
okay.
thought Lee Selby beat him, but I mean, somehow he got the decision.
Yeah. It's going to be it's definitely going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to it. So December, let's see how it goes. But like I said, this year is basically it's over, and we just have to look forward to next year. Because it seems like it's not going to be any more big fights from what we know coming up this year. But we have to wait. We're coming to the end of August, and once September comes, we only have 3 months left for the new year. So
yeah,
we got to sit back and see what happens. Hopefully, David Benavidez here. He should come back because the COVID, it doesn't take you 2-3 months to get rid of that. So
yeah,
hopefully we'll see him come back before the year is up. Spence, we know he's going to be out for the rest of Spence's year is over.
yeah.
It's over. We'll see him early next year, hopefully, and see who he comes back and take. But yeah. Other than that, man, we just got to focus on what we got going on now. I just seen the Underrated. I don't know what happened, but I was trying to get him back on, and he has not responded to me. So I guess we can go ahead and end this, man, because I don't want to wait for him to try to get back on.
Okay.
Hey, Gia, I'm trying to think. I think I'm following. I'm trying to see. Do I follow you? I don't know. You don't have IG, do you?
Nah.
I think I've seen your names pop up in chats before. You ever on Champ Side or Boxing Eagle?
I'm subscribed to Champ Side, but I don't really get on the comments like that. No.
Okay, because I've seen your name pop up in chats, and I'm like, oh man, he's everywhere.
Yeah, I'm usually on Stormies. I'm on here. I'm on Watcher. Divine Sense. There's a new guy named Divine Sense, if you've heard of him.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I'm on there. Yeah, I'm usually around those channels. People I know like closely. You, Basement, Underrated here, Watcher, Laws, Mike, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm working on getting me a channel, but my channel's not gonna go to next year. I'm actually on Instagram and Facebook, but I'll be on YouTube next year. I was supposed to do it this year, but I took some time to do other stuff. So I'm working on getting me a channel on YouTube. About probably early January, I'll do it. I had other stuff that I'm doing, but so I'll be on there next year though.
All right. Yeah, sounds good. Did you notice my profile pic?
Let me see. Let me put it closer. Oh, that's the one who trains Wilder. I mean not Wilder. Fury. What's his
Javon Hill, Sugar Hill.
Yeah.
Look, aren't you supposed to be putting Vaseline on fighters, right?
Yeah.
Look what he's putting on.
What is that? Because the picture's small. What is that?
It's cocoa butter. Because he wants them to smell sweet.
What the hell? What the hell does he got going on?
He's been suspect for a while. I mean, Mike told me about him being suspect, so.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. You said he's been what now?
He's been suspect for a while now.
Yeah. What is you want your?
Cocoa butter. I guess that's Ali's grandson, who fought the other day.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't get to see the fight because that was the night they had too many fights on.
Yeah, yeah. You're one of the fortunate ones. Um, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but he's awful. He's not going far. He's really bad.
The grandson.
Yeah, yeah. The talent skipped him. The
Oh
talent.
yeah, well, yeah. Well, you know, sometimes
Yeah.
it's just not. Oh, there he goes.
What's up,
Yeah,
man?
What
yeah.
happened?
Yeah.
What happened?
Power went out,
Underrated?
so I got it. So I got to cut it short.
Oh, so you dealing with the same thing that we're dealing with. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, we better end it because I'm
Yeah.
having some issues now where I just had to jump back on because mine's went out.
Yeah, my power went out. I said, boom. I said, oh, snap. So internet went out and
Yeah.
everything. So I got to cut it short. So make your last remarks and
Oh man, I
make your
just
last
want to
remarks.
say salute to. I'm gonna say salute to the chat, salute to the panel. Underrated. Thanks for getting me on here on this bad weather day because this weather is really bad. Yeah,
Yeah,
Fox,
man.
man, I'm glad you was up here, brother. I had a honor and a pleasure talking to you because I always see your name in the chat. So I finally get to rap with you, man. It's been an honor and a pleasure, and I hope that we get to do it again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, thank you, Underrated, for
All right.
having me on, and Clarence and Bruce, everybody
Anytime.
on here, and man, it was great to chop it up.
I'm jumping on IG, Underrated.
Yeah.
Even though the weather's messed up, I'm going straight to IG after this, man. So you can watch me if you
Okay.
can't get on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
What's your
All right. So over tell everybody.
My IG
Tell
is
everybody.
McLean Clarence. McLean Clarence
Yeah.
on IG. Yeah.
All right. All right, Joe. All right.
All right.
Everybody have a good time. Stay blessed. Peace.
Peace out.